Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today I have an exciting recipe. We're going to take all these 6.5 pounds of apples and magically reduce them down to make apple butter and put them right into here, these 3 mason jars. It's not a hard recipe, it's just time consuming. It takes about 12 hours altogether with your slow cooker. So yeah, it's going to be great. You put it on English muffins, toast, croissants, and I love to put it on my plain yogurt. So I'm gonna start by washing, peeling, slicing all of these apples. All right, see you in a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna peel all my apples. I have a pan here to collect this all my cores and peels because we tried to compost. So, there we go. You don't have to get every single piece of peel off, but most of it would be nice. Okay, then you take a knife. I've learned this. I used to slice it in half and then try to peel like the core out, but you just go on the edge of where you think the core is. 1, and then you go 2, 3, and 4. So none of the seeds are in or the hard pieces. And it's easy to just sit here and thinly slice everything. Piece. And then I have right here my 6-quart slow cooker, ceramic insert. So I'm going to put them all in here, and then I'm going to do the same thing with all the rest of these apples, and we'll see you when I'm done. So I'm using a mixture of Golden Delicious apples and Fuji's. The Golden Delicious, I believe, break apart very easy, and the Fuji's are just so delicious. They're one of my favorite apples. You can totally go online and find apples and the different flavor profiles and see what you would like to do, but you definitely want one that's going to break apart easily during these 12 hours of practically stewing, I guess you would say. This is a great way to get your kids involved. They can very easily peel your apples for you. You know, can't get hurt on that. And then you can have older kids who have some knife skills cut these apples for you. Or they can, you know, measure out the other ingredients that go into the apple butter. I don't know if you can hear the tapping of my dogs slowly circling around my island because they want pieces of apple. Let's see if you can see them. Here they are. Both of them saying, please give me some. All right, and here are all of the apples in my crock. I'm gonna add to it nutmeg, cinnamon, sugar, brown sugar, and cloves. I have 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 3/4 cup of regular white sugar. It calls for a little bit more, but I think this is better. And then I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground cloves. Actually, I'll do the salt first. Salt, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. And then I have my rasparplane, I think it's called. And I'm gonna use that for my nutmeg, fresh nutmeg. And it calls for a half a teaspoon. And then we're gonna mix all this all together. And then it goes with the apples. Okay, so I'm gonna pour our spice mixture over the apples. Now the best way to mix this together is your hands. Spatula doesn't work so well. It kind of shoots the sugar everywhere. Get it in there nicely. I'm probably gonna make a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. Now in the apples, the moisture from the apples is starting to melt the sugar. I lost an apple. All right, let me go wash my hands. Okay, take my apples, put them in, find the cover, and I hit it on low for 10 . Okay, it's 10, goes on low for 10 hours. And then I'll give it a stir and we add the last ingredient at that point, which is vanilla. And we mix it in, then it cooks a little bit longer. Okay, so I will see you later on tonight. Bye. All right, so we have about 5 hours left on the clock, and the house smells like apple pies have been baking for 5 hours. It's amazing, and it's making me crave sweets. So I want to show you what it looks like. I'm going to give it a little bit of a stir. Move a little closer. You don't always want to open up a crock pot because it takes a while. It takes like a half an hour to get back to temperature, but we still have 5 hours left. So I want to get everything a nice stir. You can see how much it's already collapsed down on itself. It says, it smells amazing. All right. Cover that back up again. And doot. I will see you all in 5 hours. All right, it has been officially 10 hours. And it's time to add the last ingredient. It says, oops, there you go. You see it's down to, it's collapsed so much. Okay, so to this you add our last ingredient, which is 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Ooh, look at that. The last of the bottle. Okay. So we stir that in. Oh, this house smells amazing. Okay. Turn this back on for low for another 2 hours. And then that's it. Then we have to puree it. And I forgot to mention that you're going to leave this uncovered for the next 2 hours so it can reduce even more. And it is all done. I wound up putting it into the refrigerator and letting it cool down overnight before I pureed it. So I'm going to take my immersion blender and you just puree it until it's nice and smooth. You see how much that's reduced down? Originally it was all the way up to here, and now it's all the way down there. I'm going to go in for a taste test. All right, time for the taste test. I'm only going to try a little bit because it's very super concentrated and it's sweet. So it's perfect to put on, you know, toast and All right, it's time for our taste test. I'm gonna have a little bit because it's super concentrated and with apple flavors. It's great on toast and biscuits, muffins. I love putting it on plain yogurt, just swirling it in. It really cuts the tartness of the plain yogurt. It tastes amazing. Get a little bit of the spices that you added. It's very sweet with the apple flavors, and then the sugars you added, so you don't need a lot for when you're adding it to stuff. But it tastes like fall. It's easy to make. I think you should give it a shot. Till next time, bye bye.